swap, as we'll see a squad from the ACC, the Florida State Seminoles, taking on one of the participants from last year's playoff, the Florida Gators. For EA Sports, I'm Reese Davis, Jesse Palmer, and David Pollack with me. Guys, can't wait to get this started. The Gators will get us underway with the opening kickoff. No reason to risk trying to field that one as it skips through the end zone. It'll be a touchback. Florida State's offense will get the football first. Last time these two got together, Florida got to rub a little salt in the wound as they blew out the Noles.
Well, that was a statement win by the Gators, and I think that win really helped push a bunch of high school prospects that might have been considering both the Seminoles and Gators to Gainesville. That game had a huge impact this offseason for the Gators.
Tackle is made at the 28 after a pickup of 3.
You know, as a defense, you kind of want to force the give on the RPO. You want them to run the football. You can tell maybe the quarterback wishes he pulled this. Small gain, but some information you gathered maybe for the next time you get to run an RPO.
Caught behind the line. It's pulled. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short.
And frankly, if that's a completion, it's not going to make the end-of-season highlight reel, but in this game, it could lead to a highlight reel type play. The offensive coordinator may be setting something big up for later in the game.
They thought they could just run it on 3rd and short, but this defense was there to make the stop.
Man, this is a defense that prides themselves on stopping the run, and that is a huge statement on their opponent's opening drive of the game. 3rd and short, they don't just get a stop. They get a tackle for loss. That sends a very clear message that they're going to be the more physical side today.
Finds the tight end. They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on downs. So Florida's offense will go to work for the first time today. And they are coming off a sensational performance led by this quarterback who's hoping he can build on things, Jesse.
Well, I know, having played the position, when you have a big game, you just can't wait to get back out there again and build on that performance. David, last time out, he was making the right reads. He showed off his arm talent. He had this offense moving up and down the field and finding the end zone. And you know he's excited to take on this defense today.
Yeah, and talking to the defensive coordinator coming to this football game, like, they're not going to do what happened last week. Like, you can't sit back and make the coverages easy for him to diagnose. He'll pick you apart like he did last week. Look for some change-ups and some curveballs for this defense.
The give to the back. Drives ahead for 3 to the 27-yard line.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They'll get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
This offense knew coming into this one, guys, how important it was to start early on this opening drive for them. They're doing a nice job running the football there on 3rd down. They're in a position on the field now. If you're on defense, you got to be ready for a shot throw into the end zone.
Puts him in the spin cycle. And you race it to the house. Touchdown, Gator!
And they just keep feeding it to their workhorse back to open this game. Great job in the open field. He's got tremendous vision. He can make people miss. You saw all of that on display here in the opening drive.
And he added the extra point. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he takes this from inside the 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. All right, guys, here comes the Florida State offense onto the field. Finding themselves down 7-0, they'd love to get a drive going here. Snags it quickly on the left. Still running at the 40. Turning it on. 30. He is feeling it. A huge play. Almost took it to the house, but they got him at the 24.
And this defense is figuring out early in this football game, man. They've got to be dialed in because this passing attack, it's lethal because they get it to their speedsters, and after the catch, they're really good. Got to tighten up that coverage and get those guys on the ground when they catch the football.
This offense has to be feeling it after that last one, and they'll snap it 1st and 10 just outside the 20. The inside handoff. Got it into the red zone, dragged down at the 18-yard line. The Seminoles with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Quick release by the QB. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the 1st down marker.
You complete some of these hitch throws early, you're setting up the hitch and go. Later on, you can pump fake that, and then the receiver can pirouette right up the sideline. That might be a home run play for the offense.
3rd down play in the red zone, and this crowd is at fever pitch. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. Gets it all the way down to the 2-yard line. He was fighting for that end zone. The Seminoles are threatening on 1st and goal. On the doorstep of cashing it in for the offense. Tight end finds a soft spot. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Boy, oh boy, this defense is making the sledding rough down here deep in the red zone. That play is going backward.
They really are playing with a sense of urgency, aren't they? It's with their backs against the wall. You're seeing tremendous tenacity out of this defensive unit.
He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line. Quick timeout by the defense here, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. On 3rd and goal, you can't hear yourself thinking here. Right on the money. And he motors into the end zone. Touchdown, Seminoles. The extra point here would tie the game. And the extra point splits the uprights. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Fellas, it's gone final in a huge top 25 showdown. Here's how it went down. Washington notched a victory in enemy territory, and though it wasn't a dominant win, I'd argue any win away from Husky Stadium is worth its weight in gold. Each week in college football, the tests are just so tough, and we found that out again today, guys, with another ranked team going down.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there, Kevin. Thanks for the update. Snags a quick pass on the left. Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few. This rivalry only dates back to the late 50s, but what it might lack in long-term history, it more than makes up for in disdain, guys.
And historically, this game really has meant a lot. You go back to the 90s, this was basically a de facto national championship game before the championship game. Remember, they played twice back in 1996, the year Danny Werfel won the Heisman Trophy. So this game always means a lot.
You know, we joked that the tight end's always open, David, but play action almost makes it impossible to keep them covered.
Yeah, because those guys, they're such good blockers most of the time. They're big and physical, and they self-block for a second, and then they run open and they find holes in zones, and they get good matchups. And, man, those tight ends nowadays are nightmares for defenses to try to stop.
DBs locked up tight on the receivers. On the run, it's Pringle. Still on his feet at the 45. All out of space. Touchdown, Florida. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
I love the execution on that play. Great blocking up front just to get the ball carrier an opportunity in the second level of the defense. And then at that point, it was make a guy miss and use the speed. That was a perfectly executed play.
And he puts through the extra point. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. He'll start the return inside his 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Guys, here comes that Florida State offense back onto the field. This feels like one of those games you might have to answer every score, already down 14-7. Pulls and fires complete. A most efficient pickup of 6 on first down. It's 2nd and 4. They'll run it out of the shotgun. He stopped after getting a yard out to the 30.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. A lot of times we don't focus on it enough. How important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going. It's...
Oh, he's got some space. And an explosive play has him on the move, and he gets it all the way to the 48-yard line. About these 2 running games so far. Dominance on the ground as we look at the first quarter stats. They've swapped ends of the field, and we're ready to go in the second. They've got a first down here to open the period. Dropping back, it's Applewhite. Under fire. He turns this into a nice gain and gets down to avoid the hit. How about this dude going off script for the Noles? Not necessarily known for his running ability.
Hey, make plays when they're there, right? I think that's one of the most important qualities of a quarterback is being able to make the right decision at the right time. And listen, they've had some great ones at Florida State. Looking for that next great one to take them over the top.
And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and 3rd down is coming. And the Noles come to the line on 3rd and short, hoping to keep the drive alive.
And there's so much for a quarterback to think about. Stick it out in the belly. Do I pull it? Now when I pull...
Got some room in under the goal line. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Noles!
Man, we know football gets harder when you start to get in the red zone and the field shrinks. Who needs that? Break the long touchdown run. Nice job by the back. Seeing the hole, exploding through, getting a long touchdown.
Looking for the tie with the extra point. And the extra point was good. And that extra point leaves us deadlocked here in the second. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. The way this game started, you feel as if you have to score a touchdown every time you have it, and now we'll see if they can respond.
Yeah, and I wonder how much pressure that puts on the offense. Jesse, like, you know this is back and forth, and I got to score, and every possession matters so much. What does that do to you as a quarterback?
Well, it puts a lot more pressure on you for sure to feel like I got to make every 3rd down throw. If guys are open vertically down the field, I got to hit them too. We can't let our serve get broken.
This time he doesn't get loose, and finally the defense gets him bottled up behind the line.
Well, the defense is able to finally stop this guy, but he has been on fire. We're only in the 2nd quarter, and he has been absolutely lighting it up in this one. Nice job that time, defense, but you know this guy's going to get a lot more carries.
And it's incomplete on 3rd down.
Well, the defense finally has figured it out. That was critical for their confidence because they had been scored on earlier. They'd given up a ton of yards. I think they understood the gravity of the situation. 3rd down, that was critical for them to get off the field, build momentum, build some confidence. Nice job that time by the defense.
Okay, guys, the Florida State offense returns to the field. They evened things up the last time they had it, and the defense helped them out and a chance to go on top with this drive. Leaves it with the running back. And a 9-yard gain on first down leaves them with second and short. The Seminoles want to pick up the tempo.
I like this idea by the offense going very...
There he goes. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down. Renegade would be proud of the way they're using those horses to move it on the ground.
Yeah, get the horsepower going. And, man, they've had some serious backs over the years at Florida State. And you think about all the talent, all the swag over the years. You got to get back to that, find those guys that they can really attach this offense to and thrive.
The give to the running back from the shotgun. He stopped just a chain link or two away from the first down and sets them up beautifully here. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Seminoles come to the line. This situation, you might see a shot play. They'll leave it with him. He fought him off for a while, but that's what they mean by gang tackling. The noise is deafening, trying to make sure only the Gators get out of the swamp on third down. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play.
Timeout, Florida State.
And the Seminoles come to the line on third and short, looking to keep the drive moving. On third and short, they keep it on the ground here. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the first down. They won't have time to run another play, and we will take it to the 2-minute timeout. The Noles come to the line trying to convert on fourth down. Needs it to keep this drive alive. They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a first down.
I love offenses that can just rely on their offensive line to get it done in fourth and short situations like that. Turn around, hand it off, let's stay on the field and keep this thing going.
Pulls and throws off the RPO. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. They're dealing with a second and long. Give to the back. Brought down after a good pickup, and they're in the red zone at the 20.
Offenses, when they run these RPOs, they just want to be comfortable. The quarterback wants to make the read very easy, very clean. It's your job as a defense to kind of create some confusion, speed up that process any way you can.
He gets it all the way down inside the 10. It'll be first and goal from the 8. The defense burns their third and final timeout of the half. The Seminoles trying to pay off the threat on first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Well, this guy's been an animal all game long. He's had tons of success running the football. The defense had to do something to stop him. Give the D-line and that front seven tons of credit for being really physical there, getting the TFL.
using the quick game. Touchdown, Florida State! A great catch and run for 6.
And the offense breaks the tie, takes the lead, gains some momentum. How big is this, Palmer, now going into the half with the lead, with the momentum?
Well, they break the tie, but they also break their confidence a little bit now. The opponent now has to go into the locker room probably down, and they're wondering, what adjustments do we have to make? What do we have to fix? Because we've got our work cut out for us in this game.
Guys, Mississippi State and Ole Miss are back at it. Here is the very latest in the Egg Bowl from the Magnolia State. Mississippi State was anything but dominant, but the Bulldogs are going to leave this stadium today winners. A lot to work on, no question, but they avoid one in the L column. An SEC clash and an impressive showing that could be a huge confidence builder for this program. Back to you.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Pressure all over the quarterback, and down he goes at the 24. Clock's running, and they'll try to get to the line. Warp speed. Second down. Robinson looking to pass. Here comes the heat. And the pressure is coming in, and they get him again. The defense calls the timeout, their second of the day, as they try to get their act together. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. The give to the single back. They stop him short, and we'll have a big fourth down coming. Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. They kick it away on fourth down. He will not make a fair catch. Field the punt and bring it back. And they'll get him on the ground as the offense comes out to start the next drive. Waning seconds of the first half. Let's see how they handle it. Quarterback making checks. Wants to go up top on first down. Pass ball's incomplete, and there are still 3 seconds left.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not.
Fires toward the end zone. It's incomplete, and they tried to get one on the board before the break and couldn't quite make the connection. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Fellas, in a rivalry filled with magical moments, even more here today between the Gators and Noles. And if you thought that was a quick first half, you'd be right on the money. 2 workhorse running backs who just kept pounding the rock behind offensive lines who look less like college kids and more like bulldozers. Call it ground and pound, call it pin and pummel. Both sides have been dominant, and I'm curious to see if either defense can make an adjustment. With that, let's throw it back to the guys to see how the battle between Florida State and Florida plays out.
All right, Kevin, about ready to start the second half here. The Seminoles will kick it away first, and we'll start the second half. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Gators sending the offense back to work. They start this third quarter, 1-possession game, and hoping to get an early drive going.
This offense is ready. They're ready to take the field here and see if they can get something established. They don't have to change everything and reinvent the wheel. They've had some successes in the first half, so let's get that continued here on the opening drive.
Yeah, and I love getting that break at half to go talk with my coaches and pick my offensive coordinator's brain so I know exactly what I need to do to attack this defense, and I get ball first.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down. Robinson will throw. He lost one down the sideline. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. The Gators will bring the punt team onto the field.
Number 91 in punt formation to kick it away.
Wants to return it. Slips through the line. The solid return there offsets some of the punt yardage and really sets up this offense nicely. The Seminoles have it back. They'll try to get that offensive spear flaming. Leaves it with the back. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, they're going RPO. Nice job handing it off. And really good vision there. Just getting what he can get, right? Puts his foot in the ground, gets forward, helps this offense find positive yards.
Caught in the backfield. It's Cole. And good coverage by the defense. Just a short gain. Trying to make sure the Gators don't back down on 3rd down. Quickly to the tight end. Breaks into the open. He'll come through on 3rd downs. He's got enough, and they'll mark it at the 23. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And the Noles getting set on 1st and 10. Takes the handoff. It's Tatum. Gets it inside the 10. They get him on the ground, but not before he rumbles all the way to the 5. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. After coming up with back-to-back explosive plays, here they are, 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. This time they stop him behind the line of scrimmage, and boy, that has been rare in this one.
And if this defense wants to get back in the football game, they've got to match the physicality of this offense, and that's a great start here in the 2nd half. Like coming out, not letting them run the football. More physical and more aggressive team.
Now 2nd and goal, and right in the teeth of this noise. They'll run it to the left, looking for the end zone. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. A 3rd and goal, and this defense feeling energy from the crowd. Looking for a man. It's Applewhite. Big guy smells it. Touchdown Seminoles! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. Now they've got a little breathing room. They are in firm control of this game, guys, but you never want to let up in a rivalry game.
Because it only takes one play. We know how much of a factor momentum can be in these types of rivalry games, David, so this game's still far from over.
And this is where my leadership and my experience comes into play. When you got guys that have been through these fires, been through these rivalry games, you know the swings happen quick. Now you got to swing it back your way.
And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Guys, we've got a final from arguably the best rivalry in the sport, the game between Ohio State and Michigan. Michigan came through with a lunch pail, hard hat performance, and the end result is an eye-opening road victory. And it's not so much that they won, it's more how they won. And the fact this wasn't ever really in question. We'll see a lot of games this week, but few will have as much of an impact on the Big Ten standings as this one does, gentlemen.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there.
Defensively, with all the space now and spread football, there's so many opportunities where it's one-on-one tackling, and it's really hard to do. It's hard to get guys to the ground that are so talented. That's why defenses have to swarm to the football, get multiple guys there. That's your best chance to not have broken tackles.
I don't know if that's the coverage you want to be throwing wide receiver screens against. Oftentimes, you want the receivers to have some access. You want the DBs to be off a couple yards so you can help set up the blocks and give the receiver somewhere to go with it. It's hard to run that against press coverage, and they only picked up a few yards there.
And the Gators will punt it away on 4th down. He's getting a lot of work. 4th time he's punted tonight. And the punt team gets down there and gets the return man on the ground. All right, guys, here comes the Florida State offense onto the field. They stuck the last drive in the end zone. They'll try to follow suit here. Hand off from the shotgun. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
And just nowhere to go for that runner. He had no choice. That defense, they were bringing it up front. Everybody winning their one-on-ones, and they completely had him surrounded.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Motion from the wide receiver. Grab behind the line. It's Polk. They'll get him at the 45, but he got 10 on that one.
It's a nice play call there. You've got 2-possession lead. You're trying to keep the defense guessing, right? Because you've got that lead. They know you're going to run it, but you still have got to be able to sprinkle in some shot plays and some vertical throws. That was really, really good thinking on that last play call by the offense.
Now a 1st down from the 45-yard line. On the run, it's long.
And a nice second effort by the back to break a tackle. But how about those defensive backs willing to come up, stick their face in the fan, and make a tackle?
Those are the best run defenses, too, right? It's not just D linemen and linebackers getting all the plays, but it's DBs that are willing to not just cover, but tackle backs in the open field.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Really nice pickup on that one as they get it to the 36. It'll be 1st down. And you want to talk about his favorite receiver, it might be everybody based on the number of guys getting touches and a chance to show off their hands in the passing game. Just about ready to go in the 4th, and we'll see if any drama can be mustered. They go back to work in the final period of this one. They go to the ground. Makes the tackle at the 31. It's a pickup of 5 on the play. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Seminoles with myriad options after that big pickup on 1st down. Right back to him on the ground. Tough sledding there as he picks up 1 to the 29. The noise is deafening, trying to make sure only the Gators get out of the swamp on 3rd down. To the ground to try to move the chains. Just outside the red zone as they pick up the first down. They'll spot it at the 22.
And if this offense can keep that rolling, if they can keep the physical ground game and continue to add these plays up as they go along, long drives, eat the clock with the lead, this coach will be ecstatic.
And the Seminoles will have it 1st and 10. They'll run it to keep this clock grinding. Turning it on. Nice pickup on the ground there, and they'll move the sticks with the first down.
And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just keep running the football. Everything is going according to plan right now. They've been able to stay on the field. They put some nice plays together back to back to back, and they're bleeding the clock. This is exactly what you practice for situations like this. Just keep doing what you're doing.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. They'll wrestle him down at the 4-yard line after that run. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a first down.
And this is a situation this offense trains for, having the lead late in the game, running the ball to ice it. They're just bleeding seconds off the clock. It's been a beautiful drive so far, and the defense, even though they know they're going to run it, they just can't stop it.
They're going to run it. Great penetration by this defense, and they knock him down behind the line. A loss of 1. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. And the D deny them on 2nd and goal. They'll try to power it in. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Noles! They extend this lead, and it looks as if they are going to make it 2 wins in a row. That Seminole war chant is getting louder as Florida State has built a big lead.
The Seminoles have been able to seize the momentum here in the second half, and they're now running away with this thing. Big plays all over the field have the Noles now looking good.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. Their drive chart is starting to look a little monotonous. Punt, 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 David.
And their defense is starting to get a little frustrated, too. They just keep putting me back on the field, possession after possession. Jesse, this offense needs to get their heads out of their you-know-whats.
The punter's on the sideline with the oxygen mask right now. He's been playing so much. He's not used to this. This offense, they just got to stay on the field. They've got to put a drive together and get some balance going, running and throwing the ball.
They'll get him down at the 48 after the 15-yard gain.
Well, if you could give a helmet sticker to this defensive coaching staff, they would get one because of the plan they've had for this guy at wide receiver. He is one of the best in the entire country with his speed and his athleticism, but they have had a plan for him, whether it's man coverage, zone, they've been able to double him, they've been able to change up the looks, and they have not been able to get him involved in the game, and that's why they're going to win this one.
Looking to throw again. Throws for the tight end. It's picked off. 13th time he's done that this year. Looking for more room.
The number one objective for a defense is to make the offense one-dimensional. Well, when they're trailing by this much late in the game, they're one-dimensional. They have to pass the football. We can bring more speed on the field. You see it. We know you're throwing the football. Nice break on the football. Nice interception. This one's almost over.
Guys, here comes that Florida State offense back onto the field. And now one of the most satisfying moments in nowhere to go. The ball's loose.
Woo. Deep breath, right? Man, you fumble that thing, you cough it up. You're like, oh, I really appreciate you, brother. I can't tell you how much I thank you because the coaches would have been all over me, but big-time break for the offense.
Wide receiver going in motion. Reads it, fires complete. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage.
Hey, on offense, you got to know when the play's over. That one there, nowhere to go with it after he caught the football. You start trying to juke guys, you start trying to run backward. This ain't high school anymore. I mean, you used to be able to make that play years ago. You're not doing it here in big-time college football, though. Not good.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. It's incomplete, and this ought to be a boost of confidence for this defense, getting a stop against these guys on 3rd down. And the Seminoles will line up to punt it away. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. They'll snap the ball. First play of the drive coming from their own 24. Robinson looking to pass. Throws to the wideout. And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. After the incompletion, they go back up top. Fires to the tight end. Out across the 30, steps out of bounds at the 31-yard line as they try to put something together. The Gators are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. These corners going to give these receivers some space. Snagged in the middle, it's Jackson. They'll use the timeout, 6 seconds left on the clock. After this, it'll be a wrap. Looking to throw on 1st down. Throws toward the end zone. And that pass is incomplete. They were going for the consolation touchdown, but to no avail, and that's going